I know it's not even Thanksgiving yet, but this movie was getting me in the holiday spirits. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. What is up, Flick fans? Welcome back to my channel. As always, I'm reviewing the brand new movie or show on Netflix. Today's movie is Let It Snow, based on the novel by John Green. I need you in the comments down below. Did you enjoy this movie? And if you enjoyed this review, hit that thumbs up button. It helps out this channel. But let's talk about this film. So when a snowstorm hits a small Midwestern town on Christmas Eve, a group of high school seniors find their friendships and love lives colliding thanks to a stranded pop star, a stolen keg, a squad of competitive dancers, a mysterious woman covered in tinfoil, and an epic party at a local waffle town. Come Christmas morning, nothing will be the same. This is directed by Luke Snellen from Wanderlust fame. I've heard really good things about that series, so I was excited to see how he would tackle this source material from John Green's novel, of course, a beloved novel, one that I didn't know all that much about, but I did know that this was a bunch of different romantic stories all combining together towards the end. And that's cute. We've seen it plenty of times before, and we've also seen it fall flat plenty of times on Netflix, and that's honestly the fear that I had going in. I was very nervous for this movie. Then the movie starts, and you're seeing one by one these cast members. It's like Isabela Moner, a.k.a. Dora the Explorer, Jacob Batalon from Spider-Man Far From Home, Homecoming, Shameik Moore, Miles Morales from Into the Spider-Verse. I love Kiernan Shipka. I really enjoy this entire talented ensemble of up-and-coming actors. So I'm like, okay, you have good talent behind and in front of the camera. But then we started getting into the story within the first 5 minutes, and my fears started to come to fruition. I'm like, oh no, they're dealing with teenage angst. There's literally a pop star that, escapes from his tour bus, and oh yeah, now I want to live an everyday normal life. And it's all very predictable. Every individual story, you can kind of imagine how it's going to wrap up, or at least what track it's going to go on before it wraps up. And in that vein, it was a bit, I'm not going to say disappointing, because once again, I was fearful for this film, but daggone it, if it didn't have this sense of heart about it that I didn't expect, and it was actually presented in such a way that made it feel like a warm and heartfelt film, as opposed to this over-the-top teenage drama that I was expecting that to be the case. We've had plenty of those kinds of movies on Netflix this year, and frankly, I'm sick of them. I want to move on to better things. And this movie, in my opinion, is a bit of a better thing. I'm not going to sit here and say Let It Snow is a classic, right? I'm not going to sit here and say it is one of the best Christmas movies of all time. That's not the case. But for its target audience, and I say this all the time, when a movie can nail its target audience and hit exactly what it needs to hit on the head to succeed with that particular group of people, and if it also maybe expands to allow other people to appreciate it, that's when a movie does its job. That's when a film, in my opinion, is worth watching. So if you think you will like Let It Snow, most likely you will like Let It Snow. If it's not a movie for you and you're a bit hesitant going in, kind of like I was, there may be something in there for you. Out of these major storylines that run throughout the entire movie, there may be at least one that you're kind of gravitating towards, and I found that to be the case for myself. So just in case you're curious, the storylines include a famous singer of sorts escaping his popularity-based life and coming into the real world, finding a girl. They go on their little adventure. Then you have a guy who is clearly madly in love with this girl, and while he is struggling to tell her that information, she is having a bit of a fling of her own, and that provides for a bit of tension as well. And then you have a girl who had a past fling with this other girl who is surrounded by her friends, yet she is being ignored, and she is acting like this girl who is clearly in love with her does not exist. And I say those things out loud, and it sounds like the schmaltzy, the romance. It's like, yeah, we know how this is going to play out, and we do know how it's going to play out. With a movie like this, it's more about the journey than the destination, and it's more about the way that these characters are presented. And yes, it's a bit over the top at times. Some of the one-liners and cheesy romantic dialogue that no one would actually say out loud in real life, it gets spouted out every now and then, but they do avoid that more often than not. And I think the writer did a wonderful job of adapting this source material, but making it a bit more modern today, of course, allowing the kids to act like kids would actually act, thinking everything is on their shoulders, maybe at a time when it's not, and that's understandable. That's how I acted when I was that age, and I'm sure it's the same case for everyone, and they really showcased that not in an annoying way, and that's what I was afraid of with this movie. I was afraid we were just going to get cheesy and silly and like, what were those adult ensemble comedies like New Year's Eve? I thought that's what this movie was going to be. We're going to gather all of the famous up-and-coming kid actors and give them some weird dialogue to work off of. And no, that really wasn't the case. There are issues here, absolutely. It's not the perfectly constructed story, but like I said, it hits its target audience, and I do think those who are looking forward to Let It Snow will not be let down. Those who are a bit hesitant may find something to like, and those who don't care about these kinds of movies, just skip it. That's all. I mean, it's on Netflix. You don't have to watch it. I'm going 60%. I'm going fresh for this movie. It's not great, but it's better than I thought it was going to be, and I really like a lot of these young actors, and I think that makes all of the difference in the world. I did want a bit more from Jacob Batalon's story, though. The guy from Spider-Man. It's like, he's the most likable person on the face of the earth. Give us more of his story. Regardless, let me know. Did you guys like Let It Snow? Is it a movie on Netflix that you're going to check out for the holidays, which are approaching very fast, guys? A lot of things to talk about on this channel. We got more movie reviews coming today, along with Disney Plus dropping Tuesday. But before then, on Sunday night, Rick and Morty, that review is coming your way very soon. You guys are truly the best. Thank you so much for watching. Let's just keep singing, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.